Well, howdy folks, welcome back to the channel. We got the old service binder here, the old 67 1200 International, and well, I think I got a little job for her today, and also I kind of feel bad. This thing's been sitting here for a hot minute. I don't think I've moved it since, well, it was before the snow flew. I think it was like late August. No, it must have been September. Sometime in September is when I parked this thing here. It hasn't moved since, so we're going to cold start this thing because I don't have any kind of winterization on this truck. So it's going to have to get cold started either way, and we'll get her out of here. We'll put her to work. But of course, we got to shovel her out first. Well, I mean, at least at the bare minimum, we just have to shovel the hood off. See what we're working with here. Oh man, that thing is... There we go. The thing I hate about this thing is when you let too much snow pile up on the hood here, it dents in. There we go. Good as new. Alright. This little girl, she's got the 304 V8 in her. Good old corn binder engine. One of my favorites. It's massively overfull on oil. That's a great sign. Yeah, smells a lot like gas. I changed the oil on this thing once upon a time ago, right around the time that I got it, so I think that'll be fine. We'll just throw that battery in here, and I don't know, this thing probably should fire right up. She's always been a loyal old rig. Still has fuel in the carb, and the accelerator pump's still good, so yeah, she ought to just fire right off. Oh, it does need brake fluid. I learned when I parked it that the brakes quit working. Alrighty, battery hooked up. We got a fine selection of keys here. Let's see if we can get inside here. Oh, these doors always freeze shut on this thing. There we go. Let's see, what are we working with here? Probably that key. Give her a couple pumps for good luck. I don't think the choke ever got hooked back up on this thing, so we won't worry about that. Dollars to donuts. This thing is so loyal, it's just going to fire right off. Or not. There she goes. All right, maybe we'll figure out some kind of choke action. Let me see what we can. Oh, well, something's hooked up. Something ought to work as the choke. Oh, you're going to want to bend that right over. That's great. We'll figure out which one of those does something, and we'll go with that. It's either that one or it's that one. We'll pull them both. Okay, I think the factory choke knob is the one that does things, but we gave her a snort of the good stuff anyhow. We'll see if she lights off. At least try and get this thing fired up, do something tonight. Or kill the battery trying anyhow. The battery's doing pretty decent, actually. Let's just do the old reach around and see what she says. Well, that's something. See if we can't just get it to run for a few seconds. It should take off on its own. I swear this thing was loyal all summer. Now it's thinking otherwise, apparently. Either that or the gas is not as flammable as it would like it to be. Which could also be the case. I'm going to see if I can't get the camera propped up so I can reach around and spray it with the ether and figure something out. We'll try that. The camera's only going to fall into the fan. It's fine. Well, that's more life than we had. Oh yeah, you know what the other thing might be is it might just be flat out of gas. I think it was running pretty low when I parked it. We'll see what the old gas gauge has to say. I don't know that this was ever in a video, but for a gas gauge on this thing, I just drilled a hole through the floor of the cab and then a hole through the gas tank. And then you just take this brass rod here, stick her down, you go, well, it's actually got quite a bit of fuel in it there. That's not too shabby, actually. We'll throw some more fuel in it anyhow and see if it likes that. Oh yeah, then you just throw that stick back in there so no gunk gets in there. We'll put some more fuel in it and bottle feed it for a little while longer, and we'll see if she won't just stay running here. Alrighty, well I saved a spritz of gas, dumped her in the little squirt bottle there. We'll see if we can't get this thing running and see if it won't stay running. Hopefully that fuel pump didn't go bad. I'm just now remembering that I put the fuel pump was the first thing that I realized was wrong with this thing. That's why I ran it off gravity feed for a little while, is because the fuel pump was bad. And so that's why I forgot it's like the first thing that I did to this old girl was put a fuel pump on it. I think I was laying on my back in the mud when I did all that work. Oh, we got a little too arrogant with it. I wonder if the carburetor's iced up. It's not like this thing runs on the finest of fuels. Let's see if she won't fire right back up. Oh yeah. Boy, that is really getting on my nerves. Huh. Wonder what's up with that. I never did check the coolant. Oh, there's some coolant in there. That's fine. Wonder if the old carburetor's just ice dried up. Maybe we ought to throw some heat under this thing. Alrighty. Well, I popped that fuel filter off and it's still flowing, but if you can see in there, it was filtering. It was definitely doing what it was supposed to be doing. And the fuel pump appears to still be working, so I wonder if that filter's plugged up or if the carburetor's just absolutely iced up and not letting anything in. Well, I wonder if the needle and seat's just, I don't know. We'll try everything and See if the needle and seat are stuck closed, which I doubt, and then we'll see if, I don't know, we'll just keep bottle feeding it maybe and see if it decides to come around. This thing's firing right off. It's running like a top. If it could just get fuel to it. Oh. If I could move a little quicker. Well, maybe actually hammering on the needle and seat did the trick. It seems to be running now. You don't need to worry about that lifter that's just going to town. The only thing I own that charges, and it has to do it in the most annoying manner possible. Oh yeah. You want to be messing around with the truck that doesn't have headlights, you know, when it's dark out. It's got, I swear, every other light on this thing works. Okay, except for, well, the running lights don't work because this is a 67. If I put the lights on the park mode, well, we've got one marker light up front. I can see by that, that's plenty. Every other light on this truck, I swear it works. I've got brake lights, I've got turn signals, I've got everything but headlights. What a unit. Alrighty, so I got all the snow off the roof so we can have some, you know, well, that's reverse lights. There we go. Good old beacon action. Because you got to be able to see the beacon. And I stuck my spare headlamp on the bumper there so we'll be able to see something. This thing always sounds like a bucket of bolts. Oh, that's a snowbank. We didn't put any brake fluid in this thing. Thanks for reminding me, guys. My headlamp might have fallen off up there. No. I mean, come on. Who let the rookie drive? Like, straight into the snowbank, didn't even try to avoid it, just... Some days, somebody smarter ought to be running this operation. Oh, she just got a little snowed over. There we go. Good as new. You know, at least all the gauge backlights still work in this thing. Even the heater controls. We got the heater ripping in here. It's like a balmy 35 in the cab right now. You don't need brakes. See if we have backup lights. Oh, we have backup lights. How helpful are they? It's actually pretty helpful. Well, hopefully you guys got an alright view of that absolute catastrophe. I think we're going to have to get some motorized help to extract the old Jeep. Obviously, we're extracting the M38 to take it down to the shop so I can start work on that thing. But boy, howdy did I ever fall off my little road here. I absolutely just hammered her right into the ditch here. There's more snow than I thought there was back here. All those trees needed to go anyways, so, you know, I just started the process. The old service binder's not even worse for the wear. Like, you can see where the trees were dragging down the side of her, but everything appears to be intact. See, this is basically, I'm just starting, you know, with the rubbing compound. I started with a really coarse grit to get all this pink off so we can get down to the red. That was the intent. Boy, this poor old thing. I think we're gonna park her over there for the night, and we'll get borrow the old skid steer, and I'll pull the Jeep out to here because the skid steer will be able to handle that a lot better than this thing can. But we got her out. She cold started. This thing runs so mint, and yeah, we'll get back with it here later. The old tire chains are even still tight. Oh yeah. What a unit. Well, we got the old borrowed skid steer up here, and obviously we're trying to plow out. You can see we got a couple more inches of snow after I parked the truck last night, so we'll get a nice second cold start on the old service binder. But right now I'm going to get this area cleared a little bit, and I'll clear the little road back here to the Jeeps, and I'll probably pull the M38 up front here so I don't have to try and back the service binder back in there again, because, well, I have a feeling I'll just get myself into more trouble trying to back it in there again. So yeah. Well, there she is, readily accessible by the service truck, so that's good. Looks like this bias ply went flat again. I think that was the one that was flat when I got this thing. So that's pretty cool. It's not like it's going to be sitting on these wheels and tires anyways when I'm all done with it. Well, I got to go plow behind the shop so we can get this rolling catastrophe back there, and then we'll have to fire up the service truck and we'll tow the old M38 down there. Alrighty, well, I went ahead and got the whole behind the shop plowed out. Obviously we got the Jeep out. I shoveled off the Jeep, so now we're just ready to, this thing's just gonna fire right up, I'm sure of it. No, not really, but I can be optimistic. Let's see. Give her a couple pumps. I don't remember which one was a choke that actually worked anymore. We'll just... Oh no. Oh. She's got voltage somewhere. I'm gonna go wiggle the battery terminals real quick. Let's see if there's any hope for that battery. Oh. Come on. Ooh, there's some fire under there. No, it's active. Okay. I mean, it's just warm in the intake. It's basically like a, you know, a Cummins intake heater. Except it's a carburetor and it's not supposed to be on fire. Take 3. Oh. Oh yeah, this thing is loyal. Let's see. Give her some of that. Oh, more fire. More fire. So she's idling. No, I think she'd like some air. One of these days I'll actually figure out the choke nonsense on this thing. Oh. Let's see. See, by the time I wander out here, the fire's typically out, so it's, you know, not an issue. Yeah, so let's see. That one goes through a grommeted hole, so I think that one's the factory one, and I think this one's the aftermarket one. Let's see. We'll tug on that one. Not like half closes the choke. If we do that, there we go. I don't think that's going to want to turn itself off now when I hit it again, but one step at a time. Give her a little more air. Man, that thing is stiff. What'd she run out of fuel now? See, we got the starting portion down. We just don't have the keep it running portion yet. Yeah, she ran out of fuel again. Great. I mean, it worked yesterday. Why won't it work today? How did I... Somehow last night I had the throttle, like, pinned open with my Leatherman. And it was pretty genius. There. I like that. That'll give her a little bit. And then... stop bending that. Close the choke again, and then we'll try that again. Oh. What an operation. Absolutely nothing. Wonder if there's any more ether in here. Oh, there's just a hint. I'm gonna have to do this right. Well, alrighty, welcome back to the struggle. We got her going again. I wasn't filming because I wasn't sure it was gonna work. This thing's kind of being, you know, a little bit finicky, but I stuck a Tiger torch under there, heated her up from the oil pan. We got the jumper cables on it. Before I left yesterday, I dumped a bottle and a half of heat down the fuel tank, and then I dumped as much as I could down the vent tube on the carburetor, just because I was pretty certain this thing had a lot of water in it. And it sure seems to be that putting the heat from the Tiger torch under it and putting the heat from the bottle in it, it seems like we've sort of figured out our issues for right now. So this thing's running. I'm gonna get her jockeyed around and backed up to the Jeep. Obviously we're gonna be pulling that thing down behind the shop. So, and I got my diesel fueled light plant over there helping out, so good stuff. There she is. Looks like my tagline came off there. Probably because the pinhole's frozen and won't latch. That's cool. But we got her down behind the shop here. I'm going to probably work at jockeying this thing into the shop here later this week. So if you guys haven't guessed already, obviously I'm starting to work on this project. We'll have some updates on the channel pretty soon. I'm hoping to get quite a bit of work done on this thing. I've already done quite a bit of work to the frame on it, but obviously, you know, there's more to it than just the frame. So I got this down here. I got some parts I want to grab off this frame, and then obviously this body's going to go on the other frame. I'll explain it all in the future. But for right now, I'm going to get this thing dropped off here, and we'll get the service truck parked back in its designated spot where it can probably sit until next spring, because holy cow, is this thing ever a struggle to use sometimes. But it's fun. When the truck works, it's fun. When the truck doesn't work, it is not fun. Well, there she is. Got this thing back in its hole. I'm gonna have to get the shop cleaned out a little bit before I can pull the Jeep in. So yeah, we'll worry about that later. But for right now, we got the Jeep down here, which is a start. And here, hopefully in a couple weeks, I'll have the Jeep in there. And obviously, like I said, I got parts I want to pull off that frame. But obviously, the star of today's video is the old service binder. This thing, well, she kind of pulled through, but not really. It was mostly reliable, but not entirely. If I had just plowed my little road back to the Jeep's better, this thing would have done flawlessly. But alas, I did not. So I guess you could say I failed the service truck more than it's failed me, because I also failed to dump a bottle of heat in this thing when the snow flew. So good lesson to everybody out there is make sure you dump a bottle of heat in the old jalopies before you park them for the winter, because it'll come back around and bite you in the butt, sure enough. Oh, this poor thing. I'll go ahead and unhook the battery so it doesn't run it down while it's sitting here. This truck doesn't have any parasitic drains, but, you know, why take a chance when you don't have to? The hood latched, and alrighty. We're out of here. Hope you guys enjoyed this absolute debacle, and we'll catch you on the next one.